CLOSEVIDEOS. The 2017 Iowa 8 Iowa 8 Max Duggan of Lewis Central 137. The first entry in the Register's annual preseason list of Iowa's best high school football prospects is a junior QB drawing SEC scholarship offers Rodney White 1 of 8 CLOSEVIDEOS. The 2017 Iowa 8 Iowa 8 Tyler Linderbaum of Solon 129. The athletic big man is saying home he'll be a Hawkeye football player upon graduation. 2 of 8 CLOSEVIDEOS. The 2017 Iowa 8 Iowa 8 Tyler Endres of Norwalk 147. Iowa 8 Tyler Endres of Norwalk 3 of 8 CLOSEVIDEOS. The 2017 Iowa 8 Iowa 8 Trevor Downing of Creston 128. Creston's Trevor Downing, a 6'5", 290-pound offensive lineman, is a consensus 3-star recruit, ranked in the top 3 in the state and among the top 50 nationally at his position. Rodney White, the Register 4 of 8 CLOSEVIDEOS. The 2017 Iowa 8 Iowa 8 Iowa Hawkeye recruit Ezra Miller is an overwhelming force 155. The Register's annual list of Iowa's best high school football prospects hits a 300-pound lineman from Class A, one of the nation's top 100 recruits. Rodney White, the Register 5 of 8 CLOSEVIDEOS. The 2017 Iowa 8 Iowa 8 Dowling Catholic Day John Waggoner has developed into 138. The Register's annual list of Iowa's best high school football prospects highlights the number 1 player in 2018, uncommitted star John Waggoner. Rodney White 6 of 8 CLOSEVIDEOS. The 2017 Iowa 8 Iowa 8 Cedar Falls Jack Campbell continues trending upward 123. Cedar Falls Jack Campbell has turned into one of the state's best 2019 prospects and has intrigue from Iowa's top schools. Rodney White, the Register 7 of 8 CLOSEVIDEOS. The 2017 Iowa 8 Iowa City West Dylan Doyle looks like Iowa linebacker prototype 130. Doyle's college frame, booming hits and uncanny quickness for his size make him an Iowa 8 selection. Rodney White, the Register 8 of 8 Last video Next video Iowa 8 Max Duggan of Lewis Central Iowa 8 Tyler Linderbaum of Solon Iowa 8 Tyler Endres of Norwalk Iowa 8 Trevor Downing of Creston Iowa 8 Iowa Hawkeye recruit Ezra Miller is an overwhelming force. Iowa 8 Dowling Catholic Day John Waggoner has developed into 1-0. Iowa 8 Cedar Falls Jack Campbell continues trending upward. Iowa City West's Dylan Doyle looks like Iowa linebacker prototype Jim Duggan made sure his son won the job on merit. Max Duggan remembers hearing how many fans and teammates didn't really believe that. 2 years later, Council Bluffs Lewis Central's varsity quarterback has gone from unworthy starter to uncommitted superstar, silencing any doubts about his ability. A breakout player in the third annual Iowa 8, the Register's preseason selection of the state's best high school football prospects, Max Duggan has shown enough talent to land him scholarship offers to ACC, Big Ten, Big 12, and SEC programs before his junior season. The first entry in the Register's annual preseason list of Iowa's best high school football prospects is a junior QB drawing SEC scholarship offers Rodney White. There were parents that said things, and a couple people actually let me know, the only reason you're playing high school football is because of your dad is the coach, Max said. I tried not to let it get in my head. The only thing I'd say, hard work pays off. Jim insists he never could have put an incapable 14-year-old in charge of a Class 4A offense. For a self-described old-school coach still dedicated to tough love, winning requires putting the best players on the field, regardless of favorites or family name. Iowa 8 profiles Max Duggan is rare in state quarterback talent. He just so happens that the youngest son of a former University of South Dakota quarterback Jim and a former University of South Dakota Hall of Fame hurdler Deb is already rated among the top recruits in the country. Max is a 4-star prospect and the number 7 pro-style quarterback in the 2019 class, according to the 247 Sports Composite. I've been doing this a long time and had some good quarterbacks throughout my career, Jim said. You just realize that certain kids have intangibles you can't coach, and you might not know how good those are until you throw them into the fire. He'd get mad at me in youth football because it always put him on the less talented team, trying to make him earn it. But by the time he got to high school, we knew he had some God-given talents that might allow him to play right away. Justin Camrad realized what the Titans were getting when Max joined him for film sessions and workouts as an 8th grader. The former Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln head coach turned Lewis Central quarterbacks coach saw a quiet, confident athlete yearning for competition and knowledge. Duggan is already a four-sport varsity athlete. and the offensive concepts he absorbed as a coach's son and refined in practice began to play out at full speed. The funny thing is, I'm the quarterback position coach, Kamrad said. 2 years ago, the question was put on me. If it was up to me, who do I think should be playing? Jim really did not have any influence on Max playing. It was all about Max's ability. He's incredibly self-directed and motivated to become the best football player he can be. By photo, Lewis Central's Max Duggan, left, has developed into one of the nation's top quarterback prospects for the 2019 class. Photo file photo. The Register High School statistics back up Duggan as one of the most efficient dual-threat underclassmen the state has seen in recent seasons. As a freshman with a somewhat limited playbook, Duggan completed 61% of his passes for 1,389 yards, 12 touchdowns and just 1 interception. He added 359 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground for an 84 team that featured a handful of Division I athletes. Handed the reins as a sophomore, he threw for 1,651 yards, 15 touchdowns and 5 interceptions while completing 62% of his throws. Add in 592 yards and 14 touchdowns rushing, and Duggan is the top returning scorer in 4A this season. Earlier meet the Iowa QB top programs want, and he's not even a junior yet. I'm with Coach Kamrad every single day, working on my craft, getting super comfortable taking rep after rep, he said. It's all about footwork, footwork, footwork. He's putting that into my head. If you don't have your footwork, you can't even get in position to make the throws. We're just trying to get even better. Lewis Central's Max Duggan dives for a first down during the Urbandale vs. Lewis Central football game held at Urbandale Friday night. This was Urbandale's homecoming game. Special to the Register Conrad Schmidt photo. Conrad Schmidt evaluators know those numbers could get gaudier as Duggan develops and Lewis Central installs even more offensive packages that the head coach and his son saw on an off-season filled with college visits. After Iowa and Iowa State's early offers, the 6'1", 180-pound prospect exploded in the spring. Minnesota, Kansas State, North Carolina, Penn State, Nebraska, Marshall, and Central Florida joined the fray. Then a family trip to Sac territory changed Max's recruitment for good. By photo, Lewis Central QB Max Duggan has offers from Iowa, Iowa State, Penn State and Nebraska, and he's not even a junior yet. Photo file photo. The Register seeing the way Max was throwing the ball this offseason, it wasn't surprising that college coaches were impressed by that, Scout.com Midwest recruiting analyst Alan Trieu said. He's only going to get more polished. He's only going to get better and better at running his high school offense. Everything is headed in a good direction for him. After enduring a car accident in Atlanta, Max worked out at Georgia on July 21 and gained an offer. He followed that with a private workout at Alabama. The day after that involved an almost cancelled visit to Mississippi. I'm very grateful and excited to have received an offer from Coach Luca Nole. Miss Hottie Toddy large circle pic.twitter.com and Chioit9A, Max Duggan at MaxDuggan_10 July 23, 2017. The Rebels reached out July 19 and expressed their interest for an unofficial visit, but head coach Hugh Freeze was fired July 20. Replacement coach Matt Lukestaff stepped in without missing a beat and the Duggans concluded their tour with an offer in Oxford. We never wanted to look back and say, we wish we would have taken that trip, Jim said. Coaches were very nice and genuine and helpful. And as a coach, that's a pretty cool vacation to take. The start of Iowa high school football's preseason has been a welcome respite for the rising junior. It coincides with a recruiting dead period and allows Max to focus on just one sport, without the busy schedule of school and extracurricular activities, too. And that means Lewis Central's leader and experienced starter is rested and ready to shine. Where he's really successful is his understanding of the game and his decision-making ability, Kamrad said. He's spot on with what we want him to do. It's an elite-level skill to see him learn. We can make an adjustment one time and things are corrected or fixed. That's not typically what you get with a 15 or 16-year-old. Close Register's Chris Quayle looks at the top high school football recruits and where they might be headed to in the next few seasons. Chris Quayle Register Lewis Central's defense returns 8 of its 11 starters from 2016, and Duggan has top target and classmate Josh Simmons back to lead the wide receiver core. They're desperate to improve on last season's 63 record and the first-round playoff exit. Every single school I visited, every coach had something I could work on and some mechanics types, Max said. But even the stuff that receivers coach talk about to tell defensive backs, I bring that back to my team. He'll say, hey, I saw this place working on this thing, let's try it and see what happens. It's helped a lot with me and my team. By photo Merle as well for the register Jim has already dealt with one son taking the snaps and verbal shots as starting quarterback. Max's older brother Sam was a 59 lefty who set the stage for a run of strong signal callers at Lewis Central, including current South Dakota backup Austin Simmons. Sam had a little thicker skin than Max, at least at the outset, and could take a butt chewing like no other, Jim said. I wasn't going to change my coaching style with my kids. I think there are some advantages to that in regards to the lessons of life. I can be dad at home. Max still picks his older brother's brain about football. Even as one of the state's top prospects and a national recruit on the rise, he can't shake being a coach's son. I want my teammates to know that I work hard for it and that I earn it, Max said.